So guys, I got Ritz, and I'm struggling to open them. I haven't had Ritz in forever. If you've never had Ritz, I recommend you go buy some. Guys, gals, this is my introduction to the mukbang, by the way. I filmed the mukbang earlier today, but I'm just gonna eat one of these beautiful Reese's crackers. Like, they're so flaky. Like, you can't really tell. But guys, they're so flaky. And they have salt on them like every other cracker, but they have this like hint of sweetness to them. I know I don't necessarily have the calories to be eating these, but I'm going to deduct it from tomorrow's calories. I'm weird. I'm the only person in the world that has cravings for fucking crackers, I swear. I'm gonna have to get off here soon because my parents went in the store. But yeah, this is just a little short introduction to the blog. I almost said vlog. I don't do vlogs, I don't go anywhere. But it's a little short introduction to the mukbang because I figured I don't really do much of an intro for a lot of my mukbangs, but I need to stop eating these right now. Like this video if you like Ritz crackers. Guys, today, I don't know why my lens looks like that. Maybe it's my glasses that look that way and not the lens. But anyways, as you saw in the beginning of the video, I was sitting in a car at night eating a sleeve of Ritz. I didn't eat the whole thing at that point. I did eat them throughout the night though, and I did not eat all my calories, no. A whole sleeve of them I tallied up to be about 480, and my calorie count could be completely wrong. Depending on the type of Ritz you get, depending on if you eat anything on them. I can eat them just plain, so that's definitely less than if I would eat them with, like, cheese or something on them. But today I wanted to go a little low calorie and make something that I've eaten my entire life. Not every day of my life, obviously, but when you hear what it is, that'll make sense. A tomato sandwich. I know that sounds weird. It's literally going to be bread and butter or mayo and a tomato sliced up with salt and pepper on it. And it sounds so weird, and it sounds so dumb, and to some of you it may sound gross. If you don't like tomatoes, I completely understand if you think it's gross. If you comment saying, why would you just eat fucking tomatoes, Jess? Why wouldn't you make a real sandwich? Well, this is one of those recipes where if you're ever in a spot and all you have in your fridge is some tomatoes and a little bit of, you only have like a little bit of butter left and you only have like 2 slices of bread left, it's one of those recipes that like people don't think of as like an actual thing. I thought about making a more complicated recipe, but I was like, I wonder how many people actually eat tomato sandwich. I wonder how common that is. I wonder how, like, if that's a thing that happens. Leave a comment if you've never had one, if you have had one. And this is weird. There's people that would be like, ooh, a tomato sandwich, but here's the kind of sandwich that grosses me out. Like peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and marshmallow fluff, which is called a fluffernutter, I think. I think that's what it's called, a fluffernutter. Which is fucking disgusting to me. I like peanut butter meltaways, and I can eat a Reese's now and then. I used to eat way too many of them, and that's why. But do I like peanut butter by itself? No. But yeah, it's like disgusting. And another sandwich I don't like is like this. It was like what Elvis ate. It was like peanut butter and banana. Blah. Yeah. Like, the Fluffernutter thing with the peanut butter and the fucking marshmallow fluff is, like, a real big hit around here. Like, I don't know if it's a Northeastern thing. I don't know if it's a Pennsylvania thing. I don't know if it's a United States thing. Or if it's just in certain areas of the United States. But it's disgusting and it needs to fucking stop. It's like the cringe of sandwiches. And maybe it's because my brain compartmentalizes sandwiches into the savory food category. Unless it's a fucking sandwich cookie. I mean, high five on that one. But, like, yeah, I'm gonna be making a tomato sandwich today. It's really simple, like, and it's not gonna be as long of a video of me making it, but me eating it, you know. And if you wanted to, you could make this recipe with any kind of seasoning. I'm just gonna use salt and pepper. You could probably use Miss Dash on it. You could probably use anything. And if you're eating, like, all vegan bread, and you're eating, like, all vegan mayo, or all vegan butter, or margarine, or whatever your spread options are as a vegan, technically this could be considered a vegan sandwich. The first, like, vegan recipe I'm doing, but I'm doing a non-vegan version of it. And at first I was gonna make, like, noodles and stuff, but I was like, you know what, I've made soup the past 2 times. I made soup and spaghetti. And technically this isn't my recipe, it isn't an original thing that I thought of. It's something that a lot of people have made. I grew up on it, you know, and it's probably why I'm more accepting of, like, a tomato than most kids. But, let's get started, shall we? This is not the Threadbanger channel. I need to not do that. I like Threadbanger, but that's what they say, and I'm not wanting to steal their shit, okay? I'm gonna go and get the supplies I need, and then I'm just gonna, like, be back. So, see you in the future. We have all of our ingredients. I cut this tomato. My mom got tomatoes in a pack, and she does that a lot. Which is great and all, but at least 3 out of that 4-pack is not ripe yet. I'm gonna try my darndest not to use this whole tomato because my mom's. And I know that's mean if I use it all. I'm gonna cut a really thin slice off of it. Okay, there we go. The inside of it is already not ripe, so I won't eat a tomato if it's like orange like this on the inside. Do you see that? I won't eat that. I refuse. Because it's like, it's not ripe yet, you know what I mean? And even though there's not much left of it, and she has 3 other tomatoes in there, I'm going to save her a little bit, that way she can't say, oh, you ate my only good tomato, because technically she doesn't know they're not all ripe yet, but when she finds out, she will blame me for picking it, even though I did. I don't want her to know I did. You get the idea? This is literally the simplest thing that I know how to make. Like, everybody goes, oh, like, the easiest thing I know how to make, the simplest thing I know how to make is ramen. Like, the simplest thing I know how to make is a damn tomato sandwich. Like, get on my level! This bread seems a little stale. Why? Why is it stale? I don't know why. Like, this corner is stale, so I'm just not gonna eat that. Like, I'm not gonna eat it. I'm not even gonna put a tomato on it. The reason I'm using this knife, just, you know what? I'm not using this knife to put butter on my bread. I'm gonna use a spoon instead. Because I don't feel like ripping the bread. You can't even see what I'm doing, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I have my tomatoes here, I'm getting my bread ready. And I'm going to remove that stale edge. Yeah, for some reason it starts getting stale, like right here. And like this whole piece is hard. Trying to use the butter evenly so that I don't get too much. Like, you ever like make a sandwich with butter or even mayo? It could probably happen with mayo too. And like, you think, oh, I spread the butter out evenly. Then you bite into it and you get all the ingredients and everything, but then you also get like a teaspoon of fucking butter. And it's like, butter, why have you forsaken me? I'm using this to like tear this off evenly so that there's two. Which I do not know why it got stale like that. It'd be one thing if the whole freaking slice was stale, but it's not, you know what I mean? Like, I butter and salt this so much, not because I hate the taste of tomatoes, but because it's interesting that way. Some of you are just like cringing at the thought of someone eating like that much tomato in one sitting. Just like, ah. Okay, now we seal the deal. I knew it was gonna fucking do that. Okay. Off we go to Mukbang land where I eat this. I'm doing that thing where I put my stuff up on my computer again and I eat it like this. Like, I pull it over and I'm like, ah. I have not had one of these in quite a while, actually. I need to read. There we go. But like I said, you could use anything in this. Some people really love pickles. You could use pickles for this. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the brightness up. That's so much better. I turned the brightness up. There's one sandwich that's guaranteed not to be dry. But you could technically use anything in this. You could use any vegetable you like, any fruit you like. You can use any seasoning you want. Who else is tired of fucking movie remakes? And I don't mean, like, taking a cartoon and turning it into a live-action version, even though some of those are fucking horrible. I mean, like, legit taking a movie that had nothing wrong with it, remaking it completely. They did it with Willy Wonka, and the version that has Johnny Depp in it is hella fucking creepy. I like that version to a certain extent, but I like the other version better. Because the Gene Wilder version is the version I grew up on. The fucking, what was it? Oh, the Ghostbusters one. Never even seen it, and I refuse to, because there was nothing wrong with that fucking movie. And the only reason they remade it is because of a war that doesn't exist between men and women that feminists want to push. If you're a feminist, you're mad at me right now. I don't have a problem with someone who's a reasonable feminist, because if you believe it's a good thing, and you're doing good things through it, and you're doing the right thing, I'm not going to fight you. But there's too much to that movement that is destructive, damaging, and puts men down because they think it's going to lift women up. And I have to tell you, that's why I'm not a feminist, because I used to be. For a little bit there I was. Or should I say I thought I was, until I saw them marching onto runways topless and ripping the clothes off the models because it's, damaging for women's body image that there are models that are thin. Or some fucking shit. And that was years ago. But it did happen. I don't know, I get into these little issues, but yeah. Stop remaking movies when there's nothing fucking wrong with them. I can see taking a cartoon and taking it from like a two-dimensional cartoon to a Pixar type cartoon or to a even live action remake. I understand those because it's a completely different format and you can advance the strides and go way further in the movie in that sense. But when you just remake a movie for let's remake it for no fucking reason. I'm even a little, for the fucking Ghostbusters one, I'm a little mad at my favorite band, Fall Out Boy, because they came out with a fucking song for it that sucked. I usually like all their music. Guys, that song, I just heard it and I was like, why? I still love Fall Out Boy, do not get me wrong. And I know a lot of people are into that kind of thing, like remake a movie that had all men in it and make them women. It's one of those cases that also pisses me off because it's forced representation. If you wanted to make a movie about female Ghostbusters that was successful, you could have made an independent one, like something separate, something that was its own movie, and not try and base it around a concept that already existed, because you're going to get that kind of backlash. The people are like, oh, well, blah, 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 it's just people being mad. No one's mad. Everyone's annoyed about it that you think is mad. We're just annoyed because it didn't need to happen. And I don't mind representation of people of other races, of women, of transgenders, of men, of gays, of lesbians, of anybody. But I do not think it should be the kind of thing where, oh, well, you left out this group, and in the last few minutes or few months of a movie being in production, someone has to go, oh, well, we better write somebody in that fits this bill, because if not, we're going to miss that demographic. You can tell when it happens, and whether you're part of that demographic or not, you can tell just as much as I can tell. And it's not right. It doesn't matter what the demographic is. It doesn't matter if it was a movie that was made and it was all people of color and there was no white person in it, and someone told the director, hey, you're going to piss off all the white people, better write in a whitey, and they all of a sudden scrape together something for a white person to play. I still wouldn't agree with it, so I don't want to get that line of bullshit. I don't like forced representation. I don't like remaking movies for no reason. Let's move on with the day. I mean, if you've never had a tomato sandwich, maybe try one. You know? If you have, and you like them, like this video. If you haven't had one and you want to try it, like this video. If you have an idea for something, and you want my input on it, or you want me to try it, leave a comment below. So guys, I did record a portion of a video, and I'm debating on whether to put it up or not, because it's about some serious subject matter. It is about conspiracy theories, it is about Mandela effects, and it is about Pizzagate. Plus, it would have made this video like 40 minutes long, and I didn't want to do that. If you want me to upload that video, I will upload it. Leave it in the comments below. But yeah, I don't want to bum anybody out or trigger them, but the subject matter in that clip would have been really messed up. And if you want, it's not like in detail, but there's a lot of subject matter that is really serious, and I feel like would have brought this video down to almost a sad level. And I don't want to do that. It's not because I don't want to talk about real things. So, if you want me to upload it, after this one goes up, leave a comment saying, upload the other one. I will upload that other portion of the video, and it will be uploaded, and I will link in the description of this video if you guys wanted me to upload it. If you guys don't want me to upload it and nobody says I want it uploaded, I will not upload it, and it will not be on here for people to see, and this video will not have it in the description. But I'm not putting it into this video because of how long that portion of the video is, and also because of the fact that it's very serious, and it's very negative and very... But there is another Christmas movie on Hallmark today, so I'm going to list off my favorite YouTubers. It has nothing to do with Christmas, I'm just going to do it. My favorite YouTubers and my favorite YouTube friendships. Dan and Phil are some of my favorite YouTube friendships. Shane Dawson and Drew Monson. Shane Dawson and Trisha Paytas. Shane Dawson and Garrett Watts. Even though they technically, like Shane Dawson and Joey Graceffa, Shane Dawson and Drew Monson, Shane Dawson and who else did I say? Trisha Paytas. They've all done hauls. They've all done like legit collaborations where you sit there and you talk and you do something on camera. Whereas Shane Dawson and Garrett have done a collaboration, but not in the same sense. But maybe that's because of the way that YouTube has evolved to, like, just sitting there and doing challenges on camera anymore is not something people want to see, maybe. I would still watch that shit. Bring that back. My favorite friendship is also STD, which is Shane, Trisha, and Drew. And I heard somewhere that Drew does not like Trisha. Unless that's maybe... I'm so sorry about that, but I lost my train of thought, and I'm gonna go now because I'm about to run out of storage space. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out the link in the description to my Patreon. Donate if you feel so inclined. Check out the link to my playlist, my Mukbang playlist, and my Someone Has to Say It rant playlist. Check out the links in the crotch to my social medias, and feel free to add me, follow me, or anything like that, and message me if you want me to add you and follow you back. And thank you very much for watching. As always, it's very much appreciated, and see you guys in the future.